Welcome back, listeners, to the Dylan and Joe Basement Podcast. Do not adjust your computer screens or your phones. It's completely normal what you're seeing right now. Total darkness. A world in which we all lived in before fire. Let's shed a little light on the subject on this week's Trapdoor. On the Dylan and Joe Basement Podcast this week, I'm going to talk to you about fire. Fire is a strange and beautiful thing. Humanity would not exist as we know it without it. Yet it evokes visions of fear and destruction. We have tried to fight against it, we have sought to control it, but like a chained tiger, we are perpetually on the verge of losing our control of the powerful beast and being torn asunder. Early humankind owes a great debt to fire. It has allowed us to survive throughout the planet. Giving its precious light, we are able to persist when the sun abandons us with these eyes that are so weak when it comes to night vision. Beyond light, it also provides us with the warmth that is paramount for survival, especially in the coldest places in the world where humanity continues to thrive. We have even used it as a weapon in defense against the predators of our world who seek to destroy us. We don't know for sure which early humans were the first to wield its power, but we are nearly certain the manner in which it was bestowed upon us. It was not Prometheus who brought humanity fire. If we're sticking to the Greek mythology motif here, it was Zeus. Lightning strikes in the wild create fires every day around the planet, and that was more than likely the first example to early humans of divine intervention. The gift of fire raining down from the heavens and brought before our feet. Utilizing fire, we were able to cook our food for the first time, not only making it taste delicious, but drastically reducing risk of foodborne illnesses and increasing our life expectancy. As Guy Fieri would say, we have now entered Flavor Town. As a species, give me that donkey sauce, humankind. Roasting our food doesn't just increase yumminess. The chemical process of flame broiling our food breaks down robust compounds in the food before we even take our first bite. This not only makes it easier for us to digest, saving precious calories, it actually increases the nutritional value of our food. Most major scientific disciplines attribute fire in the cooking of our food to be the number one factor in increased brain size and mental capacity. Arguably the biggest difference between us and other hominids, the apes we live among now, and our human-like ancestors that didn't quite have the staying power of Homo sapiens. However, this gift comes with a terrible price. Wildfires decimate hectares of forest every year and wipe everything in their path clean. Fire is responsible for devastation throughout all human history. Destroying our cities, our farms, and our homes, it has snuffed out countless human lives, whether by nature or by the torches of our enemies. But how does this fire really work anyway? What the hell is going on here? Rather than a physical object, fire is actually a chain reaction. Picture a stone being thrown into a pond. The subsequent ripples coming off of that is the chain reaction of the water molecules bumping into each other. But you wouldn't say a wave is a physical object. It's a chain reaction. Much like that, if you have a fuel source, all you need is a spark to start the chain reaction of a fire. I have the initial combustion by this grill lighter here, and for our fuel source, we have a sterno can. The wick on top. Now as we're lighting the sterno can, the fuel starts to burn, but the wick itself isn't burning or would burn up immediately. It's drawing the fuel up in the form of vapor and combusting the top of the can there. But this thing isn't filled with wood, like your normal campfire, so why the heck is this thing burning? The fuel inside the sterno can is actually called ethylene glycol, and although it's not wood, it has an ingredient that makes it very similar and combustible, namely carbon. These are the three elements that make up ethylene glycol, and it looks a little something like this. Those two carbon atoms in the middle of the molecule is what really makes our fire here, and the oxygen attached to them keeps the flame burning. The breakdown of this molecule during combustion actually isn't what adds to the heat and the light of the fire. It's the reforming of new molecules afterwards that makes up the contents of the flame. As this molecule breaks down, we're left over with oxygen and carbon atoms that form new substances. As that happens, the heat is released. When new substances are formed and electrons shift levels, they let off that glow that a fire looks like. Particularly in the highest density of the heat, you start to see those blue flames come out as electrons shift levels down or up according to what the new bond looks like.
The James Bond. Electron Bond. Ooh, I burnt my mustache. Oh, that does not smell good.
When electrons are excited, when a lot of energy is added to the system, they actually shift the levels that they are in an atom. This is why if you add a lot of electricity to something or put it into a state of combustion, it starts to glow different colors. As more energy is put into the system, electrons can actually jump levels and change from an outer layer to one of the inner ones. That change and jump in levels there lets out a photon. And a photon is just a fancy word for a little piece of light. It comes in all different colors. That's why fireworks work. And, oh yeah, lights. In order to put it out, all we have to do is suffocate the flame. No more oxygen. No more fire. Fire does not simply destroy, it actually takes the entire chemical self apart, unlocking all the hidden energy within substances all around the world. It's responsible for a lot more than burning shit down. Knowing full well the power of the flame, we have done our best as humanity to contain the beast and bend it to our will, using fire for the right of humanity, and trying to save ourselves from its destructive might. Those firefighters aren't just there to look sexy. They're there to control one of the most powerful forces of nature. Horniness. No, I'm kidding. It's obviously the fire. Humanity employed fire to shape clay, stone, and metal to bend the world to our whim, creating new tools and weapons, making our daily lives easier and conquest more absolute. As science advanced, we were even able to use fire to move our world. Steam power could produce electricity that drives the modern era. With the creation of the internal combustion engine, worldwide travel became the daily routine of humankind. Where we stand today, our heavy reliance on burning fossil fuels to stoke our hearth of progress and comfort is choking the very place we call home. Because of the excessive amount of carbon we have released through our dependence on combustion, the greenhouse effect is heating our planet beyond repair. Fire is our ultimate blessing and curse, delivering us from the Stone Age into a modern apocalypse of our own creation. Fire will forever be a primal part of what it means to be human. It is ingrained in our psyche, like the feeling of a warm summer sun at dawn or the sound of a running river. It has always been a part of us, bringing us together still today as it did our ancestors. To gather around its warmth and light and acrid ashes, to tell each other tales of yesterday and hopes for tomorrow, to bind us together in the great crucible of the tribe we call humanity.
From warmth to light to protection against things that go bump in the night, fire has been with us since the dawn of humanity. We wouldn't be where we are without it. As dangerous and as beautiful as it is, it truly is a majesty. Cheers to you, fire.
Fire!
Dead on balls accurate. How am I gonna know when you started it? Is it now?
Cut this out. Cut this out.